of it, fans. We forgot to mention one thing in our last off-season video, our last video that was about the off-season, and that was the number one draft pick belonged to the, I was about to say St. Louis Rams, LA Rams, and they went with, I think the guy most everyone would expect, Trevor Lawrence. His overall in the file we used for their draft, which included everyone in the draft in IRL, in real life, Trevor Lawrence is an 80, which oddly enough is tied with Jared Goff. So they'll have a nice little QB competition, which really, since the way Madden does it, is starters will get 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 2 quarter, 1 quarter, and backups will have 3 quarter, 2 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter. Lawrence has a decent chance of upgrading first and having a better overall by the end of the preseason and becoming the starter. So that's something we're going to be keeping an eye on. As we go out through the season, we'll look at who we play and what they have. Speaking of teams we're going to play, today we play the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's see what their lineup looks like now. They still have Joe Burrows, but they drafted Trey Lance. How pissed would Trey Lance be? Alright, you're going to back up a guy who's got 2 more years experience. Yeah, good luck starting anytime soon. And they still have Joe Mixon, but Hurst is their backup. Looks like he decreased overall. Fullbacks, they kind of have our situation. They have a better tight end than an actual fullback. Well, actually, it's our backup fullback isn't as good as our third string fullback who's a tight end. Anywho, wide receivers, they have Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Juwan Waller, Jalen Guyton, Trey Quinn, still a fan of his, Mr. Irrelevant, drafted by the Redskins a few years ago in IRL, and Damon Willis. Their tight ends are Jared Everett, Drew Sample, and Tim Leslie. Left tackle, Penei Sewell, who is a rookie, a pretty good rookie. I'm just checking for rookies after the starters. They're another good left guard in Onwenu. Can we get guys with easy pronounced last names? Says the guy's last name is Botchgalupi. Trey Hopkins, their center, not great. They got a rookie backup. Right guard, 75 overall, Can. No rookies there. And Jonah Williams is their left tackle. Their left end, Carl Lawson, 83. That's going to be issues for us. Trey Hendrickson, followed by no rookies. Defensive tackles, DJ Reader, Malcolm Brown, Rennell Wren. There's a rookie in Dante Stills. And then you got Benito Jones. Left outside linebacker are Hassan Reddick. And their third string is Dion Carruthers from Youngstown State. Middle linebackers, Logan Wilson, Jermaine Pratt, Marcus Bailey, and Hassan Reddick again. Right outside linebacker is Hakeem Davis Gaithers, Dimitri Mowry, who's a rookie out of Vanderbilt, and Dion Carruthers again. Their cornerbacks, William Jackson III, Mackenzie Alexander. Speaking of Mackenzie, we'll get that in a minute. Darius Phillips, Jay Hurst, and Nate Brooks. Free safety, a beast in Jesse Bates, Juan Prince, and Von Bell. Strong safety, Von Bell. And backing him up is rookie from TCU, Trevon Moerig. Moerig? Their kickers, who are better than ours, Josh Lambeau, and their punter is Brandon Wright. We don't really need to get into the specific positions. Now let's look at why I said speaking of Mackenzie. So, before starting this, we got a message from Sean McKenzie. who was third string strong safety and a beast at that. But if you look at our strong safeties, we're pretty good at strong safety. This is where he was filling up. And he also played sub linebacker and was the #1 slot corner. But he felt he'd help better as a 99 speed, 90 acceleration, 85 catch. He had some good receiver attributes already. So he figured he'd help the team more as a wide receiver. He might be a little mad when he sees we even gave him some extra attributes towards wide receiver, and he turns out to be a 69 overall. But he is still the #4 receiver. I don't know where he is in slot receiver. He might be pretty high. No, he's nowhere to be seen. He's a 68 slot receiver, but for some reason, coach doesn't have him in the slots. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. You'll definitely see time in the third, or in the second to fourth quarter. Speaking of which, let's get into the game. If you haven't seen our depth chart, go to the last video. It says it. Now let's get into the action. And as always, we turn things over to Charles Davis? Yeah, Charles Davis and Brandon Gaudin as we jump out and concentrate on playing. And as usual, we like to remind you that our coach is Mike Ditka, not Matt Hedrick. And if you want to know how that happened, go watch the very first Orbits video. Alright folks, let's see how Season 2 goes for your Orlando Orbits. See you on the other side.
Tonight, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's a special Friday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Orlando Orbits.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Orlando Orbits and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. And I don't think from what we saw down on the field before the game there's any doubt they're ready to roll.
They pass the eye test, don't they? This team looks fired up and ready to play.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Orlando club, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out. Second and 3. The He's going to find his running back. It's complete. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And to give this time to the tailback. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad. But a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
Pushing foul, roughing the passer, defense. No.
So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Third down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like to match.
Here we go on 4th down. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the... On the ground with a tight end. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
2nd and 11. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back.
Another carry.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 30. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown.
Bengals.
Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach. The offensive coordinator just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone. Can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
Comes a field goal unit here. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the first.
Performance 3, Bengals 0.
And that will a one-play drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And this could be a whole lot of fun, because if his game plan goes into effect early, We're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything.
The sports section. Now Burrow on first down, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Gerald Everett is tight end, the intended receiver, and now it's second down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
The ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Burrow's throw going to be caught by Boyd. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Oh, they'll try a jet sweep here with Higgins. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. 2 yards. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Now the former Texas A&M Aggie. This is Travion Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
The line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. Devon Hamilton. Never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery. These past few downs, able to knock.
On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. This from 42 yards out. And Lambo will put this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3.
At 3-3.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Orlando takes back over on offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short as a last resort, right, to them.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carl Lawson able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Incomplete.
The defense there, they force him to throw.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it... They probably should have gotten to the end zone. Mixon with a 1st down carry. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Carrier. Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Devon Hamilton, his 2nd sack of the night.
Brings up 4th down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. These two teams all tied after one.
The score tied 3-3.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brought down at the 35-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 16 yards, a first down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
First chance for the backup here to throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
The pass.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
It's 2nd and inches.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
15 yards on the play, first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3.
Bengals 3.
So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pick.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we'd be talking about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now.
Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Going to give this time to the tailback. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd.
They'll run here with John Kelly. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3.
Bengals 3.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
At their own 25-yard line.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
Coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think Coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. He'll look to throw, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Down and 10.
And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
They'll look to throw again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the defense will get their hands on it, going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He already had the one fumble loss, so now 2 fumbles lost here in this first half.
Not setting the pace the way that you want it done. I mean, here in the first half, already twice the ball's come out and hit the turf. Got to find a way to take care of it. Otherwise, they may have to start thinking about maybe someone different at that position.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Colin Kareem on the tackle. It's a gain of 7. Brings up
on 2nd down. Here's a keeper by the QB. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 20-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
A 5-yard gain on the play.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And a very good return as he takes us all the way up to the 35-yard line.
The 3rd down pass.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now this throw caught left side. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. 54 yards. Pretty good yards after the catch there on that crossing route. Is a crossing route good for a quarterback because the receiver's coming across his line of vision?
They love those kind of throws. And how many times have you seen any of what we call an in-breaking route? Quarterback really turns it loose, doesn't he? Has a lot more confidence because he can see the play right in front of him.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bengals draw even, and of course they can take the lead if they hit the extra point. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
And with that, his guys take the lead here by a point. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
He was just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
It's 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
Scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target. But he was covered quite well. And that one's incomplete.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. And out now, here come the Bengals. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 27-yard line.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Back to throw here. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete to the tight end Sample. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throw caught there by Willis. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for Trey Quinn that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Pressure comes and down he goes.
Taken down and
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
He was brought down.
So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. 3 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started less than 1 month from tonight. In our game, the defenses look to be ready for the regular season. Maybe not the offenses just yet, but still a half to go as we get you back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bengal offense now with the football first here to begin quarter number 3. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Drew Sample, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a 1st down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Orlando.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back at the 10.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. This one hauled in by Sample.
The pass.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. In that play, it wound up losing yardage.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
To throw now on 1st down. Able to find Willis. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Complete to Damian Willis. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and
throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Number 15, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
Back to throw again. And this is going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Bengals defense gearing up as they take the field. And they have been disruptive in the backfield. How often when we see this, as we look at some of these highlights, is it just better players getting in there versus scheme that is defeating the offense?
It's a great question, and I think oftentimes we rely on scheme. We fall back and say, well, the scheme broke down, rather than giving credit to the players making plays. But when the scheme does break down, you're looking at oftentimes just being overloaded. Too many guys coming from one side or one particular area, then you can actually block him. You know, if there's 2 guys there to block him, they'll bring 3, and that 3rd guy will get through. So when you want to max protect there, meaning getting everyone in, your whole offensive line, your tight end, and your running backs, trying to make sure that you're never outnumbered by the defensive guys coming in.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He was covered by C.J. Henderson.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And that one off the mark, a little late with the throw. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Gets past 1 man. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Orlando takes back over on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 24-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Malcolm Brown. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Drew Sample, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Got a man, that's Quinn. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 20.
Orlando takes back over on offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
And he slings one that's incomplete. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
He was trying to find his tight end, Josh Oliver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
Yards to go.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. Malcolm Brown in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So they bring out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Breaks through the contact. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
46-yard line.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
They'll run with Pollard. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
To the fullback. Brought down at his own 8-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
He was brought down at the 10-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's
now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on here to punt it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. So possession goes over here on the punt. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. Bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
They'll take over 1st down and 10.
Orlando takes back over on offense. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this one's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it, because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
2nd down and inches. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Taken down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again, to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Fielded just inside the 20. Just a net of 34 there, following a punt of 44 yards. Orlando takes back over on offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and...
On 2nd down, it's Kelly. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get...
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Khalid Kareem in there to drop him, and that is the 7th time tonight that he has gone down. Well, they went with a nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
If you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
10 yards to go.
Looking to throw.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Wiggles free. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and that will come the offense as they take over. Orlando takes back over on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He was trying to find his tight end, Josh Oliver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Escaping the pressure right. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 28-yard line.
Now left side on the swing pass. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
First down, Corbett's.
He'll drop to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Wilson, the quarterback sack. A
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8.
Orbits 18. Bengals 10.
But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a one-score game. They're in need of the touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing left side here, and it's complete.
The pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Field goals are going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Caleb Chason just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
That's complete to the tight end Sample. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 yards there, 1st down.
At the 49-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
That's another.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Samuel Aguavin gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And his throw is incomplete. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Brings up 3rd down and 20.
Open man is Quinn. He completes it. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Orlando takes back over on offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And that'll be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. Third down. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. First down. It's Kelly, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So the loss of a yard, and now 2nd and 11 from the 24-yard line. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. No! Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now back to throw. Complete to Kelly. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Hard throw, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Bengals set to take over and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Drew Sample, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now a throw here, hauled in. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Able to find Willis. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati 1st down. They'll set up a throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2nd and 2, 1st down marker at the 8.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They run it with Hurst. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Cincinnati Bengals.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
4-yard line.
This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and as a result, possession switches hands. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And all the way down to the 29. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And to give this time to the tailback. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this one is right through. And that will bump the lead up to 11.
The score, Orbits 21, Bengals 10.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
So now the Bengals down by 11, 20 seconds to go. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to let it fly. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Cincinnati, good night, everybody.
And we start out the preseason very well. Not so much in the passing game with, I think I saw 58 total passing yards. But let's look at the stats either way. Best QB rating goes to Joe Burrow. Right behind him is Curtis Krager. Trey Lance, 7.7. That interception, but 330 yards. Outdoing, I think, everyone combined. I believe so. Maybe by twice as much as everyone combined. McCash, the 44.9, and butt kicker, who was getting his butt kicked, the 19.2 QB rating. Was ugly QB-wise for the backups for Orlando. There's a completion percentage. Go over to rushing. Total yards, Zamir White. I got to see where he went in real life, if he is. So everyone in the draft was supposed to be, real life draftees who were in this year's 2021 NFL draft. So I am curious to see where Zamir White went in real life, because that boy's got some acceleration. He had 135 yards on 16 carries, an 8.4 average. Target with 26 yards on 6 carries, 4.3 average. That's good. Mixon, 3 carries, got him 23 yards at 7.6 average. And then we start getting the ugly stuff. Kelly, 8 carries for 14 yards. He looked terrible. Hurst, 3 for 9. Guyton had a 1 carry for 8 yards. Pollard had 1 carry for 4 yards. Higgin, 1 for 2. Williams, 2 for 1. And then Francisco, 1 for -1. Receiving. Jalen Guyton had 7 receptions for the Bengals. Drew Sample had 6, as well as Damian Willis. Trey Quinn had 5. Travion Williams had 5. Valentine and Eddie Hargett tied for most receptions for the Orbit. Oliver, Kelly, and Boyd all had 2. And then Reese, Leslie, Armistead, the new receiver, McKenzie, Hurst, Ruckert, White, and Francisco, all with 1. Blocking, let's see who gave up sacks. There was a lot of them. But Onwenu gave up the most of 2. Cincinnati also, Lindstrom, Jordan, Stalling, Can, all gave up 1. And then for your Orlando Orbits, Taylor, Humphrey, the rookie. Booth, Ruckert, also a rookie. Anderson, also a rookie. Slater, also a rookie. And Bartich all gave up a sack. On to defense, as usual. We just like looking at ourselves when it comes to defense because there's so much to look at. The man with most solo tackles is rookie Chaz Surratt. Assists goes to Sean McKenzie, playing both sides of the ball. Total tackles tie between Chaz Surratt and Matt Simmons. Tackles for loss, one for Chasson, one for Surratt, one for Simmons, and one for McKenzie. Sacks, 3 for Hamilton, 1 for Chasson, 1 for Surratt, 1 for Ugavion, Ugavion, we'll figure out his name. We'll learn it. Henderson had 1, Bragg had 1, and then Costin and Barmore shared a sack. Interceptions, we had 1, went for a touchdown from Sidney Jones, the 4th. 35-yard return. So pass deflections, 2 for Henderson, 1 for Simmons, 1 for Jones, the 4th, 1 for Randall, 1 for Gilbert. Forced fumbles. Henderson with 1, Hamilton with 1. Fumble recoveries. Oh. Eguavon. We'll learn his name. He had both fumble recoveries. Oh, there's something I wanted to see here. What was it? I forget. Anyway. Fumble yards, didn't get anywhere. No blocks. No safeties. Oh, yeah. Jones did have the pick for a touchdown. Look at kicking. The new kicker. Carey Vedvik. 5 field goal attempts, 5 field goals made, 100%. Longest was 41 yards. No extra points. Oh, because we went for 2 every time. Look at punting. Our new punter, Blake Gilligan. 9 friggin' punts. Total of 399 yards kicking, average 44.3. Net yards 367 with the punt returns. Net average 40.7. No times blocked. Only 1 time at a 20 inside the 20. Hopefully, some of that might just because it was so long. No touchback, so either he doesn't have a strong leg or we were punting from way back. Kick, which was probably the case. Kick returns. The only guy who got a kick return was TJ Carter, 1 for 21 yards. You know, as you've been watching the series, since touchbacks get you to 25, you need a 25 or better average to make me happy. Punt returns. The kick returner Claybooks got all the punt returns. 4 of them for a total of 19 yards, averaging 4.7. I don't really have a preference on what's good for punt returns. But yeah, that's it. For our first preseason game, we come out with the dub, and we move on to the Bills. Join us next time as we play the Bills. Like, subscribe, turn notifications, follow, wave your Orlando Zorbits flags, and stay strong. Peace.